this is Lady Boulette. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. So who is this little girl's daddy? This is Kamala Harris. Looks like she might be 2, no more than 3 years old. And there she is in her version of an afro, a pretty little girl. And everybody is questioning still her ethnicity. So somebody asked me to do a video on her dad because I did a video about her mom. So I found these pictures. On Twitter, and people are just going back and forth. Even white people are getting in it. People are coming on my channel saying Kamala is not black. This is her father, and here he is holding her, a baby. And looking at the picture, he looks dark, he looks brown, but that could be the sun. However, this man is an African descended Jamaican. This man's family came through the slave system just like the rest of our families. And when somebody comes and says, well, his great-great-great-grandfather was a slave master. Excuse me, it is a good chance that everybody in the Western Hemisphere whose family members got here on a slave ship has a great-great-great-great-grandfather, however far you want to go back, that was a slave master. And guess what? His children did not carry his identity. You know what his children were called? Slaves. Those children were enslaved. This man's ancestors were enslaved. I find it very interesting that Black Americans would be questioning this man's identity and trying to erase his blackness. So I am really wondering where this is coming from. Oh, he's not black. He's an Indian. This man is not an Indian. He does not have Indian ancestry. According to him, he is an Afro-Jamaican, which means he is an African-descended Jamaican. And back in the day, before they came up with African American, they would say Afro. So it doesn't surprise me that he would identify as an Afro-Jamaican. He knows what his identity is. Why are people trying to erase him? According to the source, this is his mother. This is not an Indian woman. Indians don't dress like this. This could be a black grandmother from the South. So I don't even know what's going on with this. But anyway, Kamala's father identifies as an Afro-Jamaican. He has never even tried to identify as anything else as far as I have been able to research. He is known at Stanford University as the first African American to earn a PhD in economics. He is a naturalized American citizen, but you know how it works. They call everybody a Black American or African American if you're here. He is a naturalized American citizen, but his ancestry is in Jamaica. He is a Jamaican American, I guess if you wanted to call it that way. There are Jamaicans on social media saying that Black Americans want her to be a Black American so bad, but that might not be exactly true. There are many Black Americans that are distancing themselves from her altogether and are saying that not only is she not a Black American, but that she's not black at all. So there are varying opinions even among Black Americans. Now she has assimilated into the Black American culture, and she does call herself an African American. Somebody uploaded a video of her speaking to some group and saying African American. She has assimilated into the African American culture. That is the only way that she would have gotten as far as she's gotten. She's a lot like President Obama. They have assimilated into the Black American culture. And that is how she has gotten where she is. She's not running for president of Jamaica. She's running for president of the United States of America. And we black Americans are the largest African descended group in the United States. So it only made sense that she would assimilate into our culture. But she is of Jamaican descent. And I don't need anybody giving me a genealogy lesson about ethnicity and nationality and all of that. I know about all of that. But Jamaicans call themselves Jamaicans. And as somebody said in one of my comment section, 90% of Jamaicans are black. They identify as black. Now, I have no desire to erase this man's identity nor his daughters. And yes, they have, I'm going to say, latched on to the black American culture and black American people, because who else was she going to latch on to? I noticed that a lot of these black American men, especially these Hebrew Israelites, talk about you identify as what your father is. And they believe that until it's somebody they don't like. Then all of a sudden, she's not black, she's not this, she's not that. So I'm willing to go with whatever they say they are, because I have no skin in that particular game. But I think it's terribly disingenuous, especially for black Americans, to question this man's ethnicity, because there are so many black Americans who have this phenotype or something similar where you would question whether or not they were just pure black, as they say. So I'm going to just show you a gallery of black Americans who really don't look any more black than this man right here. But I have never heard anybody question their identity. Julian Bond worked with Dr. Martin Luther King in SCLC. Julian Bond died in the early part of this century, but he and Kamala's father would be contemporaries. Dr. Levi Watkins, educator, he was the president of Alabama State University when I went there as a freshman. Dr. Levi Watkins Jr., a cardiologist, I believe he has passed now, but he is Dr. Levi Watkins' son, and his mother is unambiguously black. But this is what he looks like. Katherine Johnson, mathematician, she was a hidden figure. She was the one that assisted in John Glenn's first flight into space. And these are some of the first presidents of HBCUs. Way back in the day, they all looked racially ambiguous. But that's who was educated at the time, and they're the ones who got the job. But these people identified as Negro, African American, Black Americans, colored. That's what they call themselves. They weren't calling themselves white or mixed or biracial. They were just black. These are the three wives of Booker T. Washington. The one in the middle, Olivia Davidson, is the only one that was supposedly not mixed. Both of her parents were black identified. This is what slavery did to us. Her family members came out of slavery. So you make the call. But these women identified as Negro because that was the term in those days. So a little bit about Mr. Donald J. Harris. Donald J. Harris is a distinguished Jamaican American economist and professor emeritus at Stanford University. He is known for his contributions to post-Keynesian development economics. And post-Keynesian economics simply means that demand is the key for a successful economy. Donald Harris has taught at several prestigious universities, including the University of Illinois, Northwestern University, and Stanford University. He has published extensively on economic theory and policy, particularly focusing on the economies of developing countries. He has served as an economic policy consultant to the government of Jamaica and as an economic advisor to successive prime ministers. In 2021, he was awarded the Order of Merit, one of Jamaica's highest national honors, for his outstanding contributions to national development. Donald Harris's work has had a significant impact on economic thought and policy, particularly in the context of developing economies. So he is accomplished in his own right. And now he is referred to as Jamaican American because that is what he is. So that's who this little girl's dad is. He is Donald J. Harris. He is an accomplished professor and economist. And she is, I'm sure, proud of him. And I'm sure he's proud of her. Okay, thank you for listening. Have a great day.